Good morning. Let's discuss about the topic length of a line segment. So today's learning objectives are length of a line segment and the midpoint of a line segment. Okay. So let's take a line segment. Okay. Suppose this marker is the line segment for us. Now how do we find the length of this marker? So what idea you use for finding the length of this marker? Yes, normally we take a ruler and measure it, isn't it? What we do is take a ruler and measure it. So that is a common method we use to measure the length of a line segment. And unfortunately, I don't have a ruler now, but I want the length of this line segment. What can we do? I don't have a ruler, I don't have any other measurements. I have only two things. One is a graph paper and a pencil. I want to measure the length of this line segment. So what can we do for that? That is the topic we are discussing about length of a line segment. Measuring the length of a line segment without using a ruler. Without measuring practically, by just measuring by using the method of mathematics, how to measure the length of a line segment. For that, what we require is take a graph sheet. This is just a drawn graph sheet. This is not accurate, but this is just for showing you as a sample. I made it. Okay, so take a graph sheet. Now place our marker, the length which we need to measure on the graph sheet. However you want to place it, no issue, your wish. Even you can place like this or like this, your wish. Okay, but place in such a way that one edge, place the edge in a proper way. Like if we place the edge, like I am taking one at just this point. Anywhere you can take the point. If you take one edge at this point, you know its x coordinate is -2 and y coordinate is 2. There is a proper measure for that answer. Instead of that, if you take somewhere in between the box, in between the square, there we get difficulty to find the x coordinate and y coordinate. Of course, in a proper graph sheet, it will be easy for us to identify. But for me now, it's difficult. Even calculation also difficult, though we use in a graph sheet. So take a proper point. Okay, now place the edge, the first end of the marker there, and just place it in a proper way so that I'm getting the next end here. Okay, see, that comes the length of this marker. So what we are going to do is, think we are not using any of the ruler. Okay, so what we do is, we need the length of this line segment. Now for that, let's take the coordinates of this point. In grade 8, you have learned how to find the coordinates of a point in coordinate system. From a graph, how to mark a point, how to plot a point. From a point, how do we identify the x coordinate, y coordinate, everything you have learned in your previous classes. Now find the coordinate of this point. So here x coordinate is -2 and y coordinate is 2. And similarly here x coordinate is 3 and y coordinate is 6. Yes. So now we got a line segment Instead of measuring the length of this marker, we got a line segment on the graph sheet. Its first point is -22 and the second point is 36. Now with the help of these 2 points, we are going to find the length of the line segment. Actually, in the case of this line segment, we use a theorem named as Pythagoras theorem or Pythagorean theorem. Have you heard about Pythagoras theorem? Okay, let's discuss now. Pythagoras theorem discuss about the relation between the sides of a right-angled triangle. So we use Pythagoras theorem on a right-angled triangle, and it discusses about the relation between the sides of a right-angled triangle. Okay, for that, when we consider a right-angled triangle ABC, BC is the base, AC is the height, or AB, AC and BC are the perpendicular sides. AC and BC are the perpendicular sides because they make an angle of 90 degree. And you can find AB is the longest side. Which is the longest side? AB. That is known as hypotenuse. So what is the hypotenuse here? AB. AB is the hypotenuse and AC and CB are the perpendicular sides. So Pythagoras theorem states that the square of hypotenuse, is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. The sum of the squares of other two sides. The sum of the squares of other two sides. Okay, so we'll learn about Pythagoras theorem in detail in another video. Okay, so Pythagoras theorem states that hypotenuse square is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, or AB square is equal to AC squared plus CB squared. This theorem is named as Pythagoras theorem. Now you may wonder how Pythagoras theorem is applicable to find the length of a line segment. Let's see. So here we have a line segment AB with ends A x1 y1 and B x2 y2. Okay. Now to find the length of this line segment, what we do is we complete a figure here. Just let's do a few more construction here. It's nothing but from B, draw a perpendicular line, a vertical line, which is perpendicular to x-axis. And from A, draw a horizontal line. Okay. We are not trying to make the figure of 4. We are trying to form a right triangle. See, we got a right triangle here now, A, B, and we got a vertex here. Let's take that vertex as C. So as per Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square, here hypotenuse is AB, isn't it? In this right triangle, hypotenuse is AB. Hypotenuse square is equal to AC square plus BC square, the sum of the squares of other two sides. Now let's find this length AC. We do not know the length of AC and BC. So according to Pythagoras theorem, if we know the length of AC and BC, we can find AB. If we know the length of AC and BC, then we can find AB. That is meant by Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem we use to find the length of the third side when we know the other two sides. Okay. Now let's see what is AC, length of AC. See, when you check a point here A, when you check the x coordinate of A, it is x1 here, so x coordinate is x1. And when you check the x coordinate of C, it is x2. Okay, and the length of AC, to find the length of AC, that is same as this length, isn't it? This length and this length both are same. So what is this length? This is 0. For that I'll show you one small example. 0, 2, 8. We have 3 points started with 0, same like 0, x1, x2. We have 0, 2, 8. We want this length. What is the length from 2 to 8? Is it 6? Yes, it is 6, because from 2 to 8 there are 6 units. So how do you identify that? It's very simple. Just do 8 minus 2. That will get us 6. 0, 10, 25. I've made 3 points. I want the distance from 10 to 25. What's the distance from 10 to 25? It is 15. Distance from 10 to 25. Distance from 0 to 10 is 10. Distance from 0 to 25 is 25. But distance from 10 to 25 is it's 15. How do you get it as? 25 minus 10, which is 15. So in such case, what is the distance between x1 and x2? Yes, it is x2 minus x1. 25 minus 10, 8 minus 2. Similarly, x2 minus x1. So what is this distance AC? x2 minus x1. Similarly, when we consider the length of, so we got AC as x2 minus x1. So it become AB squared is equal to AC. AC is x2 minus x1. The whole square. Plus, now we want the length of BC. Similar work we can do. Let's take this point. On y-axis, this point will be y2. And C, on y-axis, this point will be y1. So if you know this distance, that will be same as the length BC. And you know this distance is similar type of x-axis. This distance is y2 minus y1. So we get BC as y2 minus y1. So we get BC square as y2 minus y1 the whole square. And when we convert square to right side, we get AB is equal to, under the root, square becomes square root. x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So this is the final formula to find the length of a line segment. If you forget the formula, don't worry, use Pythagoras theorem to find the answer. Okay, now let's take our question. In our question, the end points, let's name it as A and B. A is minus 2, 2 and B is 3, 6, like x1, y1 and x2, y2. We want the length of AB. Normally what we do is we complete this length and this length. We complete a right triangle. Then we find the length of, let's this point be C. We find the length of AC and that of BC. To find the length of AC, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the length of AC? It is 5 units are there from A to C. From A to C, how many units are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units are there. That is same as 3 minus 2, no? This is a horizontal length. Horizontal length means x-axis. Horizontal length is always, see, x-axis is horizontal. So a length on horizontal line is x-axis length. So you just subtract 3 and minus 2. What we get? Minus into minus plus. So we get it as 5, no? That is same as if you count these units. Okay. Got it. Similarly, just see how many units are there. On y-axis we took 2 units each. So 2, 4. 4 units are there here. Isn't it? You just subtract y-axis and see how much you are getting. 6 minus 2 is 4, no? Yes. But when you use Pythagoras theorem, here we have more process to do. Process is more because we have to complete a right triangle. Then we have to find the length of AC, BC. Then we have to use Pythagoras theorem, these all things. Instead of that, if we use the formula as shortcut, easily we get the answer. Like AB is square root of x2 minus x1 the whole squared plus y2 minus y1 the whole squared. Okay, that is under the root. What do you mean by x2 minus x1? x2 minus x1 means the difference of x. Find the difference of x. What is x here? 3. Here it is minus 2. So what is the difference from 3 to minus 2 or minus 2 to 3? How many units are there? Yes, there are 5 units. Or we can do 3 minus minus 2. 3 minus minus 2. We get it as 5. Now, difference of y coordinate. y2 minus y1. That is 6 minus 2. Which is 4 squared. That's equal to under the root 25 plus 16. We get it as root of 41 units. Root of 41 units. If you take centimeter, it becomes square root of 41 centimeter. That is the length of this marker. By using formula, just if you use the length of the line segment or distance formula, this is the concept. Okay, but if we use Pythagoras theorem, we have to complete the right triangle, and now we have to find this distance, the length AC. The length AC is, what is the length AC? A to C, what is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the length BC is 2, 4. Now by using Pythagoras theorem, we get AB squared is equal to AC squared plus BC squared. Because AB is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse square is equal to AC squared plus BC squared. That is AC squared 5 squared plus BC squared 4 squared. It's not 24, 4. That is AB squared. So we get AB is under the root 5 squared plus 4 squared. So you see, this is the term we wrote directly in our formula. That means we can avoid these many steps and completing this figure. Okay, so we are using this formula here. Okay, got it? In the similar way, we can find the middle point of this line segment, the middle point of this marker, or the midpoint of this marker. Suppose you want to divide this marker into two equal parts. You want to break it into two equal parts, or else suppose you want to break this chalk piece into two equal parts. Now I have divided this chalk piece into two equal parts. Yes. Now to divide this chalk piece into two equal parts, we have to know the total length. Actually, if we want to divide it into two equal parts, we have to know its total length, and we must know exactly center portion to divide it into two equal parts, right? For that we need ruler, but we can divide the same line segment into two equal parts, or we can bisect. The word bisect we use here. We can bisect a line segment into two parts. Bisect means dividing into two equal parts. We can use formula. Okay, without using any ruler or a pencil, we can find the midpoint. So for that we have the formula. Midpoint of a line segment is x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. We have a line segment AB with A, end point A is 2, 3 and B is 5, 6. We want to find the midpoint of this line segment. For that, what we have to do is, the middle point is the center point. You might have learned in mean, arithmetic mean, in statistics. Okay, how do you find mean? We'll take the average of the values, right? If there are 5 values, add all the 5 values divided by 5. If there are 2 values, add those 2 values divided by 2. If there are 3 values, add those 3 values divided by 3. Similarly, here to find the midpoint, we need to find the x coordinate of the midpoint and y coordinate of the midpoint. So to find the x coordinate of the midpoint, suppose P is the midpoint. To find the x coordinate of P, take the average, because as per statistics, the average of the values gives us the middle value, which is mean. Okay, so take the average. That is why x1 plus x2 by 2. We get 2 plus 5 by 2, which is 7 by 2, and 3 plus 6 by 2. 3 plus 6 is 9, 9 by 2. We get the middle value. Okay. So we discuss more detailed about midpoint and the application of midpoint in lines the next class. Thank you.